Good evening, everybody. Welcome, and first of all, our sincere apologies for the delay on starting our session, but as you can see, there's a lot of things and going on that are totally out of our control, but we are ready to get the ceremony started, so if you please stand so we can have flight paramedic from Cleveland Clinic, Beatriz Gomez, sing our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched, were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets made the land, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Thank you, Beatriz Gomez. And now let's welcome to the stage to do tonight's benediction, Father Francisco Horacio Garnica, Father Paco.
Dear brothers and sisters, please allow me to address this prayer to our Heavenly Father. Most High, Almighty God, yours is the praise, glory, and honor, and every blessing. A ti solo, Altísimo, se dirigen pues nuestras miradas al nombrarte. Praise to you, Lord, for all your creatures, for our brother sun, the moon, the stars, and the earth. Praise to you, Lord, for as we gather in your name, we recognize ourselves as humble servants of you. Alabado sea, Señor, porque al celebrar una vez más la hispanidad en Cleveland, nos recuerdas que seguimos unidos a tu corazón inmaculado. Ensalzado sea, Señor, porque al ver los dones de cada hijo e hija tuyos, nos damos cuenta de que todo procede de ti y a ti todo te rinde honor. Glory and praise to you, Lord, for in our diversity you show us a gift of wealth and blessings. Please let us recognize you in those who suffer, in those who long for your presence, in those who are guiding us, in those who help us, in those who strive to celebrate your presence among us. Alabado y ensalzado sea, Señor, por aquellos que desean la paz, para que siendo sensibles a los dones y a los dolores del mundo, oremos por quienes viven la violencia y la guerra. May your providence and protection may rest upon us and each one of them. And to us, please give us perseverance in prayer and love for those who are in need. We ask this in the name of your beloved Son, Jesus Christ, our Lord. Amen.
Thank you, Father Paco, and welcome everybody. Please take a seat, and welcome to the closing ceremony of the celebration of Hispanic Heritage Month. My name is Rafa Hernandez Brito, and I am proudly the Spanish voice of tonight's main sponsor, the Cleveland Cavaliers. And this year I started doing the Browns, so it has come in handy tonight because I have to call a couple of audibles. Our host tonight, Christopher Martinez, is somewhere around the building making sure that everybody gets directed the right way. So we're gonna get the ceremony started talking about this year's theme, which is be proud of your past and embrace your future. Siéntete orgulloso de tu pasado y abraza tu futuro. Today, as we gather in our beloved City Hall Rotunda, we come together not just as Clevelanders, but also as proud representatives of the rich and diverse Hispanic community. This year, our theme, Be Proud of Your Past and Embrace Your Future, is not merely a call to action. It is an invitation, a journey, and also a promise. Each one of us carries the legacy of our ancestors, a tale of dreams and aspirations, struggles and successes, which have been passed down through generations. From the sun-kissed coast of Latin America to the vibrant neighborhoods of Cleveland, our past is an ever-present compass, guiding our actions and our choices. It is the beat of the salsa, the aroma of our cuisine, the passionate tales of our abuelos, and our resilient spirit that has faced countless challenges, yet it has never wavered. Be proud of your history because it's not just one of determination, but also of profound impact and contribution to this beautiful city and country. While we must always appreciate our past, we are also tasked with a monumental responsibility to envision and shape a brighter future, an inclusive and prosperous future. Let's embrace it with the same zest and zeal with which our ancestors embraced their dreams. Let the lessons of Cleveland, a city of progress and transformation, offer the perfect canvas for this journey. Together, we can paint a future that is not just a reflection of our individual aspirations, but a testament to our collective strength, unity, and purpose. In the spirit of this year's theme, let us proudly echo the tales of our past and hand in hand step into a future which we will co-create, one that future generations will speak of with pride and also with reverence. Viva la herencia hispana! Viva Cleveland! Thank you to the past that inspires innovation for tomorrow, and let our shared stories of perseverance be the motivation for our youth to soar to new heights. Hispanic Heritage Month is observed from September 15th to October 15th, and the purpose is to recognize the contributions and vital presence of Hispanics and Latinos in the United States, while observing our heritage and culture from the many countries that we represent. We have planned this event for all of you. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank everyone whose efforts made this event a success. Of course, thank you, Mr. Mayor Justin Bibb and our Director Angela Woodson for your constant support and always advocating for the Hispanic community. I would like to also acknowledge Council President Blaine Griffin, that I know, this is my audible, I know you have other events to come in, so if you want to say a few words right now, you are more than welcome, Mr. President.
Thank you, Raphael. Good evening. How's everyone doing today? Well, it's always exciting to be here to celebrate this Hispanic Heritage Month, and I want to say that you guys look absolutely amazing tonight. I wish you could see the view from where I see it. It's just so beautiful in this place today. Before I go any further, I want to make sure that I acknowledge the first Latina woman on Cleveland City Council. My colleague, I call her my sister. I love her dearly. She is a very good person and a strong leader for your community, Jasmine Santana, if she could please stand. Jasmine is the majority whip in the city of Cleveland, which means she has a leadership role. She's not just on Cleveland City Council. In order for us to get things done, Jasmine is at the table helping making decisions. So I have to honor her every time I get an opportunity. Let me say this. We celebrate all the cultures of the city of Cleveland, 117 cultures throughout the city of Cleveland, and we always cherish and celebrate our rich cultural traditions. But I have to say, it's always a special moment when we get a chance to come and celebrate the Latino and Hispanic culture, because it's the fastest growing community in the city of Cleveland and in Cuyahoga County. So you can give yourself a round of applause for that. With that comes political power, social power, as well as economic power. So I hope that as much as we get together to celebrate this moment and enjoy each other's company, enjoy celebrating our culture, embracing our past, and celebrating our future, I hope that you also recognize that this is going to be a great opportunity for the Hispanic community to make an indelible imprint on the city of Cleveland. So on behalf of Cleveland City Council, on behalf of all 17 members, and on behalf of all of Cleveland, we thank you all for coming together to celebrate Hispanic Heritage Month in your house here at City Hall. Thanks everyone, have a great day.
Gracias, Señor Griffin. I will also, he kind of got ahead of myself, but since it's La Primera, I have to welcome Ward 14 Councilwoman Jasmine Santana. If you want to come up? Yeah.
I wasn't sure and I wasn't ready, but I'm always ready to say thank you. I just want to thank the Community Relations Department Director Woodson, Chris Martinez. It takes a lot of work to put these events together. So I just want you to know that we are very grateful to the board, to the planning committee. It looks beautiful. I actually really love this setup. It looks very elegant. And so I can't believe that Hispanic Heritage Month is already coming to a close. Oh my God, like 30 days passed so fast. But I'm sure we all have been busy attending these wonderful events. And I would say every year, I feel like there's more Hispanic heritage events taking place. There's more people that are including us in part of the conversation. So I feel like we're moving the needle, people. Like all the work that we're doing is being recognized. So I really want to give us a round of applause for everything that we are doing out there to be seen, right, and create a place for Latinos. So once again, I want to thank you. I am here because I like to celebrate all the contributions of the Latino community. Although I am a city council person, I work very hard. I couldn't do my job if it wasn't for my Latino partners, for those community leaders that are out there organizing, advocating every day of their life. So to all my Boricuas, to all my Latinos in general, to all the immigrants, I ask you to please keep them in prayers. We're getting an influx of immigrants migrating here to the city of Cleveland. I want them to know, and if there's anybody here that has family, that we are aware of this and that we are going to be here working together to support these families. So thank you. Happy Hispanic Heritage Month, and thank you everyone for being here.
Thank you, Councilwoman Santana. And I would like to thank the Planning Committee and the Hispanic Advisory Board for all their hard work and dedication to ensure the success of this year's event. We are here to celebrate Hispanics in the city of Cleveland, and we would like to not only acknowledge but thank and recognize this year's sponsors. The first one, the title sponsor, my family, the Cleveland Cavaliers. Executive sponsor, Sloan and Company Funeral Directors. Partner sponsor, Job Corps. Another partner sponsor, Dignity Memorial and Correction Funeral Home. Supporter sponsor, Care Source. And supporter sponsor, Kent State University. Let's hear it for all our sponsors. And now to get the ceremony started, we're gonna go, okay, another audible. See, that's why it's good to be a play-by-play announcer. It is my pleasure and sincere honor to introduce to you Mr. Kevin Clayton, the Head of Social Impact and Equity at the Cleveland Cavaliers, who are the title sponsor this year and who is a man that has taught me since he arrived here in Cleveland to learn and to push to celebrate Hispanic Heritage Year, not just 30 days, but to celebrate it and to stay present in our community 365 days and 24 hours a day. Kevin Clayton.
So good evening. Did anybody say good evening back?
Yes. Buenas noches.
Yeah. Buenas noches. All right, thank you. So before I start, last night I was in New York and I had to give a speech, and I asked people in New York, are there any Cavalier fans out there? That was in New York, Councilwoman. All right. And no one said anything. When Rafa just said that the Cavaliers were title sponsor, no one said anything. Do you all not love the Cavaliers here? Can we get some love? All right, Rafa, I thought I was back in New York. So we are absolutely honored to be able to be a title sponsor. This was our first year of sponsoring Hispanic Heritage Month with the city. And Chris, thank you for the opportunity. And when I think about your theme from a past standpoint, the Latin culture, the Latin people have helped build Cleveland. When I think about the future, Cleveland is not going to progress to be this amazing city that we all aspire to without the Latin community as being a part of it. So let me just tell you a little bit about what we want to do in partnering with you. So you all are familiar with Central Villa, right? Okay. We help in donating to the creation, kind of the building of Central Villa, just a small part of that, but when we were asked to step up, we did so. We are partners with Councilwoman Santana for something that is going to be announced very soon. I shouldn't even say where it is, should I? Okay, all right. But it is something that is going to help our community in a very big way, and it's in partnership with the Cavs and the Monsters. Stay tuned for that. But more importantly, when I think about, and Rafa said just a moment ago, we celebrate your culture 365. Our schedule just came out for the Charge, for the Monsters and the Cavs, and we have planned themed nights and events where tickets will be available for us to be able to interact with the community, with those teams that you all love. On behalf of the Cavaliers, on behalf of our chairman, Dan Gilbert, we are happy to celebrate with you Hispanic Heritage Month. Thank you.
Thank you, Kevin. And I'm just about to start my 10th season with the Cleveland Cavaliers, and I always like to tell the story when people ask me, why Cleveland, after being in Miami? And I came to my first interview, and I have worked with so many different teams in the NBA, in the NFL, in Major League Baseball. I never once have met an owner. And I met our chairman, Dan Gilbert, on the first day I came to Cleveland. And when everybody asks me about the approach and the intent that the Cavaliers have with the Hispanic community, I always tell them that it's not about broadcasting the games only. It's about really reaching out to the community and develop that relationship we have with the community. And as an example of that is, there's only 5 teams that broadcast the games in Spanish, home and away, from the arena. And the other 4 are the 3 teams in Texas and the Miami Heat, so which are like heavily Hispanic communities. So I think we are really ahead of the game since we started in 2014, and then when Kevin showed up and started helping us a ton, trying to reach to the community. So I'm really proud to be a Cleveland Cavaliers. Obviously, I'm proud of my ancestors, I'm proud of my roots, and I'm proud of what we bring to the city of Cleveland. So thank you so much, Kevin, for your work and for your help. And like I mentioned to you, we're here to celebrate. But first, let me introduce you to our keynote speaker, Dr. Shohi McLean. I gotta put my glasses on after 10 years. She was born on March 5 of 1972 in Santo Domingo, in Dominican Republic. And in 1988, Dr. McLean migrated to Cleveland. Both his parents founded and ran a foundation school and home for handicapped children in Santo Domingo. Dr. McLean married Karen Gomez McLean and is raising 3 children, Amanda Sophia, Oliver Salim, and William John. Dr. McLean has been working as medical director at Metro Health Parma Micro Hospital since January of 2018, and is an active member of the Club Dominicano de Cleveland, advocating and participating with the Hispanic community of Cleveland. Please put your hand together and welcome to the stage our keynote speaker, Dr. Shogi McLean.
Well, thank you very much for that warm invitation. I would like to appreciate the invitation by Chris Martinez and the council members and all the distinguished guests. Welcome here. So when Chris approached me between the Dominican festival and the Puerto Rican parade to do this, it was kind of interesting that I was asked to talk about heritage. So excuse me if in the other events maybe we've repeated some of these elements that I'm going to mention, but I wanted to bring a little bit of background. Am I close enough? There we go. All right. So heritage comes from the word patrimony. Patrimony means property that we may inherit, legacy or attributes of a group or society. We find within the definition of the dictionaries that there is like 3 different types of heritage. There's the tangible, you got the pyramids in Egypt, you got structures, you got what's left in the culture in many of our countries. You got the intangible, you got the folklore, you have the language, the knowledge, the verbal traditions that are passed on from generations to the next. And then you have a natural heritage when you talk about the beautiful landscapes of the territories of any country or any region. My heritage, I look American, but I have to shock patients all the time in the hospital because when I walk into the rooms, I talk to them in Spanish when they're Hispanic. And they're going like, I didn't expect you to be Hispanic. So my dad immigrated from United States, met my mother, and stayed in the Dominican Republic, and it's what I call la gringo aplatanado, which means he just stayed in. And, but it's interesting, raised in a Hispanic culture, I've always felt to be more Hispanic than, estadounidense is what we would say in English, because as my wife always clears people, Americans are not just people from the United States. Americans are people all the way from North America to South America. So it's interesting that when I came to the United States for a rotation in New York, everybody looked at my last name and says, well, you're Irish, you're Scottish, are you going to the St. Patrick's Parade? And I had to ask, already in my 20s, what is St. Patrick's? Because all I knew is that I'm American or I'm from my father's from the United States. But I'm very proud of our Latin and Hispanic heritage. Probably 7 or 8 of my classmates who came into the United States together from Santiago, the city where I did my medical training, they always say that I was the most Dominican of all of them, being them, multiple generations Dominican. And it's because we try to keep and make an effort to keep our culture, to keep our language overall. I had friends of mine who were only speaking in English to their children, and I would visit them. I says, I'm Tio Shogi, I'm here to visit, and they would not speak any Spanish. And we're like, well, what's wrong? I remember my clinics in Lutheran Hospital, where out of 35 residents, I was the only Spanish-speaking resident. And I would have Hispanic patients come, and I had a preceptor, and he would call, well, this is McLean's private patients, because I had to translate for him, translate back. And I was very surprised, and I'm talking early 2000s when I first got here, that I would see, the abuelitas, the aunts, uncles that were brought for my care or to participate in the care in the clinic that we had from Fairview Lutheran. And the young people would not speak the language. So it took me a few years to understand that a lot of the early migrations to Cleveland thought that if they gave their children a better English while they were growing up and being raised, they would have better job opportunities. Now we take this 20, 30 years later, 40 years later from those migrations, and we find that the language is actually a plus. So we struggle every day, even at home. Our kids are fully bilingual. They read, they starting to learn how to write, but we try to force the Spanish. And it's one thing that we have to think about our future of our heritage is passing that folklore, just not the culture and the language. So it's looking a little bit into the background of this celebration. I was very pleased. I said, well, why is it September 15th through October 15th? For most of Latin America, we know that 12th of October was when Columbus discovered, or what a lot of us will say, those pirates from Spain came over to take over the whole continent. But basically, I found that it was interesting that it was a politician in California, George E. Brown, that back in 1968 decided to declare September 15th and a couple days with it as a heritage celebration for the Hispanics. And actually the reason for that is because over 5 countries in Latin America, between them Costa Rica, El Salvador, Guatemala, Honduras, and Nicaragua, had their Independence Day from Spain in that day. Mexico also had their independence on the 16th, and then Chile. President Lyndon Johnson then declared it as a national event, and after that, multiple presidents would recognize it. And then it wasn't until 1988 where Ronald Reagan actually declared that it's a whole month of Hispanic celebration from September 15th to October 15th, and enacted this as a law. So it's interesting to see how through the decades, the whole movement of Hispanics and Latins have been growing in the United States, and especially in one areas more than others. But for all of us here in Cleveland, I can tell you, I moved here to Cleveland and I stayed with my Dominican aunt, my mother's sister, who had raised her family here. And for the 23, 24 years I've been here, it's amazing the transformation that we've seen. When I would tell her 5, 10 years later, I had my own apartment, I got married to my wife, oh, look, tia, I got plantanos here, I got this sazon here, I'm able to find all these typical foods. She raised her kids on the west side of Cleveland, and now we see that, Latin products are everywhere. Even if you go to a Heinen's, you find Latin products. So it's really amazing how our culture, through the food especially, and other things have come through. So going more specific about what is our heritage here in Cleveland, we kind of look at the background. There is no data specifically for Cleveland, but I found that in Ohio, most of the migrations that have come here, foreigners, we have people from India, Mexico, and China as being the main foreign-born. Here in Cuyahoga County, we have a majority of African American, as we know, as 46%, 34% Caucasian, and then Hispanics are 12%, and multiracial are a little bit under 10%. So looking at the transformation that we've seen the last few years, 10, 15, or 20 years, we see how Hispanic populations have been growing. And let me share from the Pew Research some interesting facts. We have that in the United States, the largest majority of Hispanics are Mexican, on 37 million, according to 2022 census data. We got the Puerto Ricans, 5,900,000, and then other groups come along, Salvadorian, Cuban, Dominican, Guatemalan, etc. I found really interesting that the comparison that was made between 2010 to 2022, we've seen an explosion of immigrants and Latins coming to United States and coming to the greater Cleveland area. And to give our own example of Dominicans, for example, in 2010, we were 3.8%. It's actually raised by 60%. Other countries like we know, Guatemala, Colombia, our brothers in Venezuela have gone from an increase up to 50%, up to 200% of these immigrations. And what is it? For most immigrants, most people who come from other parts of the world, we talked about why you want to leave your home. Why would you come here? For some of us, we come for better education, better training, better opportunities, better job opportunities. But we know that a lot of people would think if they could stay in their own home, it would be, in their own country with the same opportunities or similar opportunities, would be really a blessing to be there in their warm climate, being there close to their family and loved ones. But we see how Greater Cleveland, being such an inviting community, has exploded. One of our theories personally at home is saying, well, we got the water. All these big cities, people are going to be coming to the greater Cleveland area because we got the Great Lakes. But we also see that it's a welcoming community. If we study the history of Cleveland and we see the massive immigrations they've had, all the Eastern Europeans, you stroll down the Martin Luther King Boulevard and all the different gardens, how many migrations, how open the city has been. And then we found that for us, the Hispanic community, we've been kind of like the latest wave of immigrants. And a lot of it has to do with social economical things, but we're also open. We're also the region in the country that opened itself to the runaway slaves. So I find that, now seeing the beautiful different colors, beautiful different backgrounds, different cultures, my family and I always enjoy either going to, an Egyptian, Hungarian, Ukrainian festivals, participate on all the different things that a lot of churches do for fundraising. But now we have, 50 plus years of a Puerto Rican festival. We were proud to start our Dominican festival this summer. And we see how our communities are starting to grow, try to interconnect, try to support each other, because that's what Latins are. This is what our Hispanic, try to help each other out, try to arise to the occasion. So going back to our language, this would be kind of like what we have to think for our future. We're proud of our past, we're proud of what we're coming, we're proud of all of our accomplishments, but we have to really keep the youth in mind, the children in mind, starting by language. Let's make more efforts to keep people not knowing just what grandma and mi tía, what they cook and what the foods are and what the dances are, but also keep your language, because language is how your folklore and how your culture, you keep it closer together. And to give you an example, my wife and I, a couple of years ago, we were in the Riviera Maya on a vacation, and we were very pleasantly surprised to see that in that part of Mexico, they're bringing back the Mayan culture. So we had a little kid trying to sell his handicrafts and art, and his father actually had to translate from Maya to Spanish to be able to communicate with us. And so it's like, wow, how many, hundreds of years that went by of suppression of Aborigines and natives in all through Latin America. And now we can see an example like in Mexico, where they're bringing back their Mayan culture, where they're teaching it in the schools as a primary language. So this is a nice example. So we have to think about Hispanics, as a melting pot. Everybody, when I get introduced or introduce myself as Dominican background, I kind of tell them, in Latin America, we're all a melting pot. In the same family, you have people of all races, all backgrounds. And this multi-ethnic approach and welcoming of Greater Cleveland is what really makes it a great place to live, We have to forget about labels. We have to forget of, every time we get a questionnaire, are you Hispanic non-white, or are you Hispanic, Afro-American, or are you, so I think going forward to our future, identifies as Latin and Hispanics, we have to think as only, one race with many different backgrounds. And as in my personal beliefs, we believe, it's one world and mankind its citizens. And the growth of the Hispanic population will continue to grow. We're headed to be the largest minority in the United States. Like a good Puerto Rican artist that I like a lot, René Gomez from Calle 13, Residente, says we're getting everywhere. We're like the ants underneath this. He has one of these songs where he's talking about how the Hispanics and the Latinos were getting into everything like ants underground. We're being successful in business, being successful in healthcare, being successful in sports, and everything like that that comes through makes us proud of our heritage, makes us proud of our future. So I would like to say that we should, think of our children, think of our opportunities. Let's bring out our families, bring out our friends to get to know our culture and learn about our culture. because we have so much to offer. And thank you for listening.
And if you still don't believe Dr. McLean that he's Dominicano, well, he just quoted El Residente Calle 13, so come on. Any Boricuas in the house? All right. How about Salvadorians? Am I the only one? ¿Soy el único salvadoreño en la casa? All right. Another article. Well, it is my pleasure right now and my honor to introduce the Executive Director of Community Relations for the City of Cleveland, Ms. Angela Woodson, who will address you here in this beautiful rotunda. Let me give you this mic. This might be easier for you.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Rotunda. It is always our pleasure to host you in the opening as well as the closing. It is indeed, and also I must say congratulations to all the honorees. What's important about your theme and your honorees today is many of them give back. They give back to the community, and that is so important because when you have people that dedicate, just not even knowing they're dedicating their time, which is valuable, to pour back into the community. And that's so important in today and in the times that we're in. So congratulations to everyone that is getting awarded this evening. Again, it's our pleasure. We're looking forward to next year. And in the absence of Mayor Bibb, and as Council President said, this is our house, this is your house. Stay and enjoy all the music and all the good food. Take care.
I've got to find my place again. Well, it's time to present our honorees for tonight. As you all know, we're here to honor all those excellent Latino residents in the city of Cleveland, so here we go. Now I lost my glasses. Where did I put my glasses? Well, now you're gonna have to bear with me trying to read. Our first award will be the Community Engagement Award, and it goes to Mr. Carlos Baerga. In 2023, Mr. Carlos Baerga is named the Community Engagement Award. He was born in Santurce, Puerto Rico, on November 4th of 1968 and signed with the San Diego Padres in 1985 before reaching the big leagues in 1990 with our own Cleveland Indians, now the Cleveland Guardians. Carlos played for the Padres for 2 seasons, and in December of 1989, he was traded to Cleveland alongside Sandy Alomar Jr. and Chris James in exchange for established power hitter Joe Carter. Baerga made his debut as a Major League Baseball player with the Indians in April of 1990. Played mostly third base on that year, but he ended up playing second base for the Indians and played in the majors for 15 seasons, ending with a batting average of .291. And after leaving the major leagues, Carlos moved to the broadcast booth as he worked as a commentator with ESPN for 7 years, and this year, him and I started broadcasting the Cleveland Guardians games in Espanol, so we're hoping that next year the effort grows a little bit. He accumulated an impressive batting average and batting statistics, including earning 3 All-Star appearances in 92, 93, and 95, and 2 Silver Slugger Awards in 93 and 94. He is a member of the PR Dream Team, and in 2013, Carlos was elected into the Indians Hall of Fame. Carlos is one of 3 players in the major leagues to hit 6 hits in a game, and is the only professional athlete to win a championship as a player, coach, manager, and team owner. And I understand somebody is accepting the award in the name of Carlos Baerga? I'll be more than happy to take it to him. I'll actually send a picture to him saying, look what I got, Carlos. Oh, here it is. I was gonna take it for Carlos. I said, Carlos, look what I won.
Hola, muy buenas noches. Mi nombre es Mateo. Soy director de Diversidad e Inclusión para los Guardianes. Carlos couldn't be here tonight because he's actually working the playoffs and doing some Spanish broadcasts for Major League Baseball. So I'm honored to accept this on behalf of Carlos Barriga. When we think about Carlos and the impact that he's had on the community in Cleveland, this is a person who never says no. He shows up early mornings, he travels, he shows up to our complex in the Dominican Republic to work with young players, some of whom we sign at the ages of 15, 16, to make sure that they're ready not only to play in the major leagues, but also to understand the culture that we have to navigate here in the United States. And so on behalf of the Cleveland Guardians baseball organization, on behalf of Carlos, we thank you. We hope that Carlos will be here next year, and we hope everyone enjoys the evening. Thanks again.
Gracias. I swear to God, if anybody sees my glasses, it'll be a ton of help. No, they're audible. I am told that I have to welcome Mr. Earl B. Turner, Cleveland Municipal Clerk of Courts.
Thank you very much for the introduction. I'd like to introduce my wife of 42 years and my daughter. And when I was trying to squeeze through over here, my two mothers over here told me, no, you're not going to squeeze through there. So finally I said, no, I'm going to do it my way. And I saw the councilwoman, she squeezed through, so I said, okay, then it's lawful. I'm happy to be here tonight as your clerk of courts, and congratulations to all the honorees who will be recognized this evening. Even at the senior event, there were seniors that were recognized in the Hispanic community. And let me just say a couple things. I'm gonna be very short this evening, and I'm not known for being short, I'll just let you know. I go to La Sagrada Familia every year with my In the Neighborhood program. And I intentionally go there because it's a church that's open to the Hispanic community. And then a lot of people in the Hispanic community, you know, I'm trying to build trust because so many of them that come, they'll come to the door and they're scared. They were originally, some of them, they were scared of ISIS. They were scared of all kind of organizations that they felt would be outside of the church. And so I'm building trust in our office so they trust that when they come to us, you know, at La Sagrada Familia, that they know that there's nobody there and it's not a trick where we're trying to arrest people. Also, I want to say to the Hispanic community has always been good to me. And when I became the clerk of courts, the first thing I did was I reached out to the Spanish American community and said, I need employees. There are no employees in this office that are from the Hispanic community. I need employees, and I consistently try to recruit. Now, I haven't had a lot of success lately out of there, but every time, Mariceli Rivera, who's my human resources, I always tell her to look for Latinos to bring into the office so that people who come down who have a language problem, there's somebody that they can talk to. Now, I'm gonna close. Your community, like any other community, is a growing community. And politically, you're gonna have to keep working hard to make sure that you get your representation in the community. When I know Judge Santana, not Judge, Judge Jazz, Judge, okay, here we go, Judge Torres Lugo, many years ago, and she will tell you, I had this conversation with her, and I said, we have to get a Latino on the bench. It's important to have somebody that understands the community and represent the community. And that's why, if anybody, long as I'm around and she's running, I'm gonna be with her. And so, the message that you have to get out to the Latino community is they have to come out and they have to vote. And that is so important. If you want people in public office, same thing I'm saying to the African American community, if you want to maintain that kind of leadership, you have to tell people it's important to vote. Thank you very much. Congratulations to everybody. Congratulations on a successful month.
Thank you, Mr. Turner. And now I would like to also welcome to the stage, she was mentioned, so we know she's here, Judge Jasmine Turner Lugo.
Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone. Good evening. I'm Judge Jasmine Torres Lugo. I am proud to say that I'm the first Hispanic female judge elected in the history of Northeast Ohio. I see, to all of us, the same year that I won, Councilwoman Jasmine Santana made history as well. We're changing the history of Cleveland, but we cannot change it without the support of the whole community. It is in togetherness that we can make a change. I am so happy to see so many friends, different cultures here present, and I hope that we continue to stay together, know each other, embrace each other. It is important for the growth of our community, because if you make me belong and part of the community, I'm going to fight for my community, make it better, be proud, and feel that we can change it for the better. So let's keep it together. And God bless you. Congratulations to all the honorees that are making us proud. Thank you for the invite. God bless you all. Take care. And I'm gonna need your help.
Thank you, Judge. Yes, please. Thank you, Judge. Can I have a big round of applause for la mujer latina, el tesoro más grande de este mundo? We're going to continue with our awards and with our recognition, and next up is another Community Service Award that will go to Tanisha Velez. Tanisha is a native of Cleveland's West Side, and growing up in the Clark Fulton neighborhood, Tanisha Velez is a proud graduate of Lincoln West High School. She has made it her lifelong journey to educate people about agriculture and sustainability while balancing family life. Ms. Velez is a loving mother of 3 boys, 14, 10, and 8, and a partner to her high school sweetheart. They have been together for 17 years, and Tanisha is the daughter of Evelyn and Alberto Velez with 2 brothers, Juan and Luis. Growing up in Cleveland, Tanisha witnessed the challenges of being a Latino business owner as she helped her parents in their construction property management business, and Tanisha has experienced the lack of equity education for Latino business person to grow and strive in Cleveland. As you can tell, I'm really missing my glasses. She's also the president of Jardín for Life, a nonprofit that supports different community groups and projects with an additional concentration in agriculture. And she and her family traveled to Puerto Rico to help projects with fellow Wolverines through the Lifting Puerto Rico Youth Project. And Tanisha is a member of the New Era Young Lore's Cleveland chapter. Tanisha is part of the first cohort of the 100 Latinos Cleveland must know, and she is ready to embark on her journey by providing food for families and to eliminate food deserts in Cleveland, all while sharing her vision of impacting and creating a generational shift to live longer and healthier lives through food and community empowerment. Please welcome to the stage Ms. Tanisha Velez. You up here, you're gonna go around.
I don't want to fall.
Yeah. I found it.
Muchas gracias.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Congratulations. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. I called Rosa earlier and I said, is this like the Grammys where I got to get up and do a speech? And she was like, yeah, you got to have a speech. And I'm like, all right, I'm going to just wing it. So I just want to say thank you to everybody. A lot of faces in this room that have supported me through this journey. My parents, Rosa, Darian, my kids, and I can't help myself from crying. So thank you, everybody. Enjoy your night. Appreciate it.
The Outstanding Leadership Award will go, look, I found my glasses. Will go to Raul Jimenez. Well, let's give Tanisha all the time she needs. Thank you, Tanisha. Raul Jimenez was born in Santo Domingo, Dominican Republic, and he entered the Dominican Republic Army as a member of the athletics team. He has a great passion for reading, research, and discussion of national, international, and general cultural issues, and is always investigating beyond simple logic, which led him to being expelled from the university due to his passionate views and beliefs on politics and culture. He also stands out for his passion for helping those most in need in the community through social assistance and the promotion of Hispanic-owned businesses. He is the co-founder of the Dominican Club of Cleveland, of which he is the current vice president, perdón por no decir el Club Dominicano. Raul Jimenez is a passion-filled and dedicated human being concerned about the advancement and development of our people, our community, and small business owners. It can be said that Raul Jimenez is an advocate for the Hispanic community. Let's hear it for Raul Jimenez.
Good night, everyone. Good night. It's an honor for me to receive this award. But when I tell in my language, for my people, en español, quiero hablar esta noche. Yo esta noche la soñé por mucho tiempo en mi vida, porque quería tener un escenario en los Estados Unidos. Can I translate?
He always dreamt about this night because he wanted to be in a scene like this in the United States.
Para agradecer a las personas que hicieron posible
To thank everybody who make it possible.
Que las minorías tuviéramos un escenario para dirigirnos a los demás en esta nación.
To make it possible for minorities to be in a stage like this.
Mientras construían América con su sudor y su sangre,
while they are building the best club with their sweat and their blood,
en las plantaciones del sur de los Estados Unidos,
in their plantations in the south of the United States,
los afroamericanos hicieron posible que noches como estas sean posibles.
African Americans made it possible for nights like this to be possible.
Gracias a su esfuerzo y su lucha incansable,
thank you for your effort and your untired fight.
Es que podemos venir aquí a recibir premios en base a nuestros méritos y no nuestro color de piel, nuestra religión, nuestro lenguaje o nuestra cultura.
I think that is the reason why we can come up to a stage like this and receive an award, and not because of the color of our skin, of our heritage, or of culture.
I have a dream. Thank you, Martin Luther King. Ahora, como latino me siento orgulloso de mi lenguaje, de mi cultura, de mis raíces y de mi herencia.
As a Latino, I'm very proud of my language, of my roots, of my heritage.
Pero es más grande el sentimiento que llevo en mi corazón
But it's a lot bigger the feeling I have in my heart
para agradecer a esta gran nación por haberme abierto los brazos,
to thank this beautiful nation for opening its arms,
esta tierra de sueños,
this land of dreams,
de luchas,
of fights,
de conquistas,
of conquering,
de luces y sombras,
of light and shadows,
de hombres que viajaron a Alaska en busca de nuevas tierras, al sur hacia Luisiana, que pelearon en las guerras y que hoy nos hacen sentir orgullosos de decir gracias América. Como latino, gracias a todo el mundo el día de hoy.
Thank you, everybody. I tried, Raúl. Lo intenté. Raúl, we need a picture. Te necesitamos una foto.
Make me run.
The next award is for Outstanding Leadership Award, and the recipient is Ms. Waleska Gaychuk. She's a long-time Ward 14 resident. She was born at Metro Health and moved to the neighborhood when she was 8 years old with her mother and 3 siblings. She is now raising her own 3 children in Ward 14 with her husband, Walter Gaychuk. She attended CMSD schools and attended former Cleveland Mayor Mike White's busing program. She also graduated from Health Career Center with her nursing assistant degree and has worked in different hospitals throughout Cleveland, including Rainbow Babies and Hudson Park Retirement Home. In addition, Waleska received her 200-hour Jivasara Yoga teacher training certification through Marnitas Yoga and teaches yoga in the community. Did I get all those names right? Yes, okay. Outside of being a mother of 3 children and 1 dog, I like that, she's committed to making the community a better place for the residents and uses her personal experiences to reach this goal. She has served as a special education paraprofessional in CMSD, teaching yoga to all children regardless of ability, from kindergarten through 8th grade. She organizes community events and meetings for Ward 14 residents alongside her husband, Walter, who serves as the Democratic Ward 14 leader. She also serves as member of the Ward 14 Democratic Executive Committee and the Democratic Hispanic Caucus of Ohio. Please welcome Waleska Gaychuk.
Well, after that speech, I don't know what to say, but I just want to say thank you for everybody in this room. Thank you, Jasmine. I appreciate everything that you do. Oh, you can't hear me? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Everybody?
This
all
is
right,
better.
good. Oh, I'm nervous. Let me drop it. I just want to say thank you to everybody inside this room. Us as Latinos, we have been working hard in Cleveland. I'm happy that our recognition is finally getting recognized because it's been a long time coming. Like I said, I've been in Ward 14 all of my life, and my goal is to bring all the attention to our ward because we do have the biggest Latino population in the city of Cleveland, and we are here. and we are staying here, and y'all better recognize, so let's go. Thank you, everybody.
I have great news for everybody who's not receiving an award tonight. Dinner will now be served. Right? Come on, I thought that was a good joke. Rough audience tonight. Well, it will be served tonight, and the tables will be called by number, and as we enjoy our meal, for your listening and viewing pleasure, we will have a cultural presentation. I'm ready to make the big presentation for the night. If I can have all of your attention, presenting our 2023 Angel Guzman Award to Dr. Maria Pujana. Dr. Maria Pujana, physician, clinical neurologist, and neurophysiologist, was a faculty member at K-State Western Reserve University, Global Health in the School of Medicine. Her fields of concentration are in economic development, public health, education, arts and culture, and international affairs. Dr. Pujana was a member of the Board of Directors of the Cleveland Foundation from 2002 to 2012, serving as the chair of the Advisory and Selection Committee for Scholarships. She was the founder and chair of the International Committee Invest in Children. She was also a member of the Cleveland Red Cross and the past chair of the International Affairs and Service Committee, and the advisory board of the Cleveland Institute of Art. She is a present member of the Helen Moss Cancer Research Foundation, the Women's Council of the Cleveland Museum of Art, Friends of the Cleveland Orchestra. She was a member of the Advisory Committee of Mental Health, specialized docket of the Cleveland Municipal Court, and past vice president of the Northeast Ohio Community Education Foundation. She's a past member of the Metro Health Foundation Board and of the board of the Beck Center for the Arts. She also served as the chair of the board of Human Daop, a vice president of the Council for the Cleveland Ballet. As board member of the Hispanic Cultural Center and as chair of Art and Culture of El Barrio, as a member of the Community Advisory Board of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and Museum, and as a member of the board of the Cuyahoga Community College Foundation. She's also a past member of the Cleveland Office of Minority Health and Advisory Committee. She received the 2015 Otley Award, was inducted into the Cleveland International Hall of Fame class of 2013, received the 2011 Distinguished Ohioan Award, the 2010 Thai Ohio Community Catalyst Award, the 2009 YWCA Women of Achievement Award, the 2008 Visionary Award from the Hispanic Business Association, the 2003 Businesswoman of the Year from Score Magazine, the 1997 Titan of Style from the Sun newspapers and Nordstrom, and she's a member of the leadership of Cleveland class of 2005 and the recipient of the 2023 Angel Guzman Award. Please put your hands together for Dr. Maria Pujana.
Bueno, buenas noches, señoras y señores. Realmente no tengo 200 años de edad, unos cuantos menos, pero he trabajado lo mejor que he podido y sabido. Y me muevo al inglés, como es lógico, para el grupo que no entienda nuestra lengua. ¿Cómo se oye? ¿Bien? En todo caso, para mí es un honor y me siento con humildad, humble and honor for this recognition and this award. Is Angela here or she left? She left. In any rate, I have to give my thanks for this wonderful award. Thank you, Mayor Bibb and Angela Deschutes Woodson as director Executive Director for the Community Relations Board. I would like to thank our friend Christopher Martinez, who has been, like always, doing a wonderful job creating this great atmosphere for us. It's wonderful for me to see these diverse, excuse me? Here? Better? Thank you very much. I just had the flu. I am recuperating, but my voice is still strong. In any rate, as I said, I thank you, the Mayor Bibbs. I thanks also Angela Schut Woodson and Christopher. Christopher, you know how to prepare this kind of galas. Thank you very much. I couldn't be more pleased and more proud for seeing this beautiful and diverse group of wonderful friends and people enjoying our Hispanic Heritage Month. In any rate, as you know, the theme is for us tonight and for this month to be proud of our past and also embrace the future. And that's what I do when I recognize and dedicate this beautiful award to my parents, who really believe and trust me and were able to guide me to select medicine as my profession. I was kind of in a difficult spot selecting because I not only love science, but I love the arts. And for that reason, my father, who used to be a reader of the Chinese culture, told me, Maria, medicine is an art. It's the art of healing and taking care of people, of human beings. And that's what I have been doing for many years in my life. If my parents are in my past, and I couldn't be more proud of them, then my present and my future embrace my family, of course. And I would like at this time to recognize my family. My husband, Hugo Uriza, stand up please. My older son, Marco Gregorevich Puhana. He didn't want to take art and music lessons and said many times, Mommy, you are obsessed with music. What about music? And I said, well, in the same hand that we need to feed our body, we need also music and the arts to enhance our spirit. And that's it. Now he has a band. I don't know. In any rate, his wife, Emma Valencia de Gregorevich, my younger son, Miro Antonio Gregorevich Puhana, my grandkids, Marco, Antonio, and Marise Gregorevich Valencia. And our friends, you know, with friends, you become family members. And that's the beauty of life. In any rate, I have been working in this community for more than 30 years. I recognize the passions that I felt about medicine, healthcare, public health, and also arts and culture, and mostly education for our children, because that's the way to get seriously into economic development. And that's what I have been doing quietly but passionately. In any rate, I serve in HUMADAP, talking of health. I serve in the HUMADAP Board of Trustees. I became the president, and one day I start my board stating, you know guys, we're going to start a fundraising project to create a center for women. Because women, we are the heart, we are the epicenter of the family, and we need to create a center for them. I wasn't afraid, usually I'm not, when I decided to do something that I believe is good for people. And we created Casa Maria after the event. It was one of the happiest moments of my public life. The second thing was the position in Metro Health Foundation. Almost 15 years I was there. Janet, you met me there. In any rate, I then convinced the leadership to help me out with a request from the Consulate of Mexico in Detroit with Don Manuel Solana, the consul. He wanted to establish a program named the Windows of Health, Ventanilla de Salud, that was coming with the consulate to visit different cities in Ohio. And they wanted to establish one in the first hospital in the region, and was the selection done with Metro Health Hospital. And after 1 year of hard work, we were able to establish that program. In any rate, I became faculty member of Case Medical School, and there I was teaching and training physicians, and I follow your ideas, colleague. I was there teaching the culture, getting respect for our way of doing things related with medical issues. And I had students from medical school, doctors, physicians, and was a wonderful time of my life. I spent 7 years doing that job. One of the longest service that I made in Cleveland was the Cleveland Foundation. Many times in these boards, I had to recognize humbly I was the first Hispanic that was invited there. And I took it very seriously. Because I knew that I represented many that needed to be taken care in health issues, in education, that is another area of passion for me. Then I need to recognize somebody who is in my table, and is Don Daniel Aguado Ornelas, Consul Adscrito of Mexico, and also in Economic Affairs. Welcome to Northeast Ohio. At any rate, in the area of education, in the Cleveland Foundation, I had the honor to become the chair for scholarships. Was the only committee that we had for that matter, and I couldn't be more pleased. My job wasn't that simple. I had to help to recollect funds. Then I learned how to cry for money in my board. I bet they were tired of me because every time I was either talking about lead poisoning of babies or obesity in Mexican community and many others. But I was able, humbly recognize that I did my best to get funds for the scholarships, to make these wonderful boys and girls able to accomplish success. And that was part of my personal success. That's my story. I am a passionate individual. I know what it will be good to get for others in need, and then arts and culture was also in my path, and economic development. In the Cleveland Foundation, we generated the idea of creating the foundation for the community, Hispanic community, and was a big investment in that. The Hispanic Alliance was the name. In any rate, I see a transformation. I couldn't be more pleased tonight because I see a transformation of the audience of these beautiful events. And what I'm saying is, I see the energy that brings the working together and being able to recognize our similarities, things that we have in common, okay, and things that we are different. But different is good. It's just to learn how to get that information and make it happen also for the best of the community. And something is happening here, and I couldn't be more proud of it. I have an invitation for all of you, for all of you, and it's this, tomorrow at 7 p.m. Severance Hall, for the first time in the history of this city of Cleveland, is going to open the doors for our art and music, and our community will be free to get in. For 25 years, we have been dreaming in this occasion for Severance Hall to open their arms and their doors and celebrate with us the end of our month of the Hispanic heritage. Then take care. Thank you very much for your patience, and God bless you.
Thank you very much. Okay, before I pass it to the other side, I have two quick recognitions to make. I want to introduce current Hispanic Advisory Board members, and we would like to acknowledge them if they all can stand, from the Hispanic Advisory Board members. And also, from our planning committee, we would like to acknowledge them. All the board members from the planning committee, please stand up. And now, at the moment you've all been waiting for, the mic is going to be turned off on this side, and I'm going to the other side of the stage for Grupo Fuego. But first of all, we're not done yet.
I'm gonna just say a few words. I just want to recognize our MC for tonight, okay? Rafael Hernandez Vitro. Everybody say his nickname is El Alcalde. So we love you, and thank you so much for being here tonight.
Thank you so much. It's City Hall, and I'm the mayor, so I guess I'm in the right place.
All right. And now, the music. Grupo Fuego.